Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're working on 3 days of Craftly Haul, 16, 17, and 18. And 16 is a very small one. It's just going to be like a flip in or a tip in, however you want to phrase that. And it's going to be a little bit of fancy maneuvering over here on the right side. So I'm going to show you a little something since I don't have one of Mom's journals yet for the sneaky peeks. But these are a couple of little paper bag journals I made for the shop. And I just used some papers, like some one-sided printed papers. I had two of these from the Dollar Tree, and they had daisies all over them, and I thought they were so pretty. Well, I had a few had a few scraps left over from my beach one, and you saw that not long ago, the ocean ones. So I added those in here as well. And I had a stamp that had Happy Day and the little ladybugs, because they seem to be prevalent over here. And at the back I have a stamp that I put in here went with that same set. So this is what I started with, and then I had some blues. I thought, because on the color wheel your yellow and your blue are opposite each other, so they complement each other. That's the story I was told in art class. So I decided to do that. Now, I don't know if you have seen anything like this. These are called tiles, and I've had them for ages. There's clear ones, and then I had a few colored ones. So I mixed them in here and just kind of used them up because I had one sheet of those. And of course, you've got the little piece that goes in here that they can write on, as well as the big journal cards that are inside of here. And I just kind of liked the way it went together. And I used a yellow elastic band, rubber band on it. I have a little tuck here. Of course, that's ocean. But I've tried to add a little daisy on each page. I also added strips, little scrap strips that I had. And, it added to it. I had this dark one here with the green, and I thought that was real pretty because I counter reacted over here, of course, because you got the green stems. Then I had 3 of these together on this one. I did a few more scrappy strips there. And then the back one, I didn't have anything to put on it. This one, anyway. The other one, I think I did. So then you have like a heat embossed image there. And then the back has a few strips as well. On this one, of course, it's slightly different. I never can do the same thing twice. So it's got the same kind of layout on the front. Then we have this inside. This one had a really pretty kind of almost an alcohol inky looking. I have this one pad that's got these beautiful things in it. Some have a gold thread that runs through them. Really, really pretty. So I just kind of put the same things in the same locations. I really like this color scheme, though, that has the same little cutoff. That was a cutoff, and I just wanted to use it. Same here with the strips. And then we have the green page. Then we have this page. I only had 2, and I put 1 over here. And a couple on that little strip there. But I was just using up a few things. Now, this was that piece I was trying to use the other day and never got around to it. I think I was trying to put it in a journal. I can't remember which. I can't remember now. Anyhow, so it's got like a little tag. It's pink monarch prints, and it's about seeds and what you want, and filling out like a something or other to get an order made. Then you have a little bit of a flower there in that pocket, and then we got this. And then it's also got a few strips on the back. So that's what we got for our sneaky peek. And those are to head down to the shop. Now, like I said, there's 3 days here. And I got to kind of figure it out here. And I was laying this out, trying to figure out right and left how I was going to do it. So I'm going to set these to the side. And we're going to get to it. I have to read you the story. Let's see, here's the pieces that are going to be for the tip in. This is the page that came with it, or the tag that came with it. And then I think it had a file folder, but the way I'm going to use it, I swapped it out for this piece. This was the scrap that I had before. And I'm going to fold it like this, and I'm going to make it where it tips into the page. Okay, so let me read you the story. The last that we talked, she saw the little girl in the garden shimmering in the autumnal sunlight. At the very same moment, she heard a terrible crash from somewhere downstairs, and immediately concerned for Alice, she rushed away to discover what had happened. There she found her young cousin on her hands and knees, scrubbing the kitchen floor, just as she had left her some time earlier. Alice had heard and seen nothing, and so, confused but no longer troubled, Rose returned to her curtains. She had been taking them down in that one room, if you remember. Okay, she returned to her curtains. Upon entering the room again, she stopped and gasped as she saw that all the curtains she had previously taken down were now returned to the rails, hanging as though they had never been touched. And the little thing here says, upon entering the room, she stopped and gasped. So it was the same kind of sentence I just read. And then, shaken, Rose went back downstairs and sat alone in the study until Jeffries returned from the factory. Wondering if she had somehow gone to a different room by mistake, that she had become lost while walking along the corridor. Although this seemed to her a very unlikely conclusion, she grudgingly accepted that it was the only one that made any sense. So, we are going to... Where does this go? Okay, yes, this all goes together. I need to cut this in half and then do the edges. I really hope everybody is doing good today. We are going to have a little party for 4th of July. It's not going to be much. It's just going to be in the house down at Mom and Dad's. Just low-key. So I have some leftover cake things from when I did the 60th anniversary cake for Roger's parents the other week. So I have that. I'm going to add some strawberries and then maybe some blueberries into the cake batter, and so you'll get that color of red, white, and blue, because it's going to be a yellow cake and white icing. And I thought that would be kind of pretty. Maybe I'll add the blueberries on the top. I'll have to see. But yeah, I have to run Domino to the vet tomorrow, so drop her off so she can get her ear worked on. So what we're going to do is go to the grocery store after that. I'm trying to figure out, I guess it's this way. Okay. And it just turned out that this tag, I think I pulled it out over there from my little bag because it was an extra one. It looks like it goes with this page really well. So what's going to happen is this always gets glued down to my base page. So what we're going to do, I don't think I've even inked this, is to make it go up underneath so you can hide the flap system. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, that I'm going to lay over here to go with the next page. And yeah, so like I said, this piece is going to get folded. I need to put a little bit of washi on it too. That's one of the things I need to strengthen it. So let's put us a piece right here, and then that'll help me figure out exactly where to fold it. Oh goodness. Yeah, I've been posting my Gravelly haul almost every day. Some of it's every other day. And I don't know if y'all are catching up with me or what. I'm going to town, aren't I? Now, I did do a video today because a viewer request, everybody wanted to see the garden. So I did a walk around of that today. And mine doesn't have much of anything blooming. So what I did was I went down to Mom's as well. So, and see, I'm going to do half and half right here. Some of this is going to go under. This is going to be where it folds right there in the center. After I glue it, I'm going to go ahead and make it glued down. Or I'm going to score it, I mean. I hear him mowing out there, and I think it's taking my focus off. All right, so yeah, I did that. It was like about 23 minutes, I guess. So you'll get to see that tomorrow, which to you, that's Wednesday, right? The day before the 4th of July. I'm a little ahead. I'm not quite a week ahead. I've got 3 or 4 videos in the queue. I guess that's the English word for it. In the queue. Oh my goodness. I used to read my Harlequins. You know, I talked about that before. And it was always something to do with English. They were really, well, I think that was what a lot of the authors were. There was Penny Jordan. I don't know if she's American or English. And then there was, there was like 5 or 6 that was my favorite ones. But, you know, crazy stuff. I always, this is funny, because of the twins being in this ephemera for this kit. I always loved the twin ones, where there was the bad twin and then there was the good twin. So the good twin always got accused of something that the bad twin had done. Okay, I went over there and I did a little score right there where the line ends. So what I want to do now is take my paper and we're going to glue it there. And I'm hoping the washi doesn't give me trouble. Oh, it's blowing bubbles. Yeah, so I always like those. Oh, and the amnesia ones. Oh my gosh. I was all over them. I love the amnesia ones too. I'm trying to get that in the center. And yes, I would be reading it. And she was always, she or he, well, no, it was always she. She had done something that was, you know, not his liking. Or something to that sort. Or it totally changes her personality. I've read that as well. Oh, gosh. Let me get this kind of trained here. It's wanting to take that paper with it. Ugh. I wanted to do a little bit of something different. You've been seeing me do the same old, same old. So in the last few videos, I've tried to... Ooh, that's not quite straight, is it? I've tried to do a little bit of difference in how I build my page or add things to my page. But I still need to leave room for the file folders, if at all possible, because that's part of my idea with the doctor... Oh, not doctor, but... Ernest Brundle, the investigator, the lead investigator. All right, so what I have decided to do here, I thought I would show the room. This is my idea of the room, because here's the curtains hanging, and she was going into the room to take those down. So that is the beginning gambit, and the little storyboard is going to go on this front page, and that's all I'm going to have here. This one I couldn't really find that much to go with it, you know, ephemera wise. So I just decided to do this type of thing, which I'm glad I did. It's something different. I love anything interactive, moving parts. Look, it almost falls into that background. That's pretty neat. And then I have this, and that needs to go down for our story. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to cut that little piece at the top off. I might have to. Nope, I don't. It's going to be right there at the edge of each piece. So we're good. Let me burnish that down. Get that done. Fine and dandy, fine and dandy. Okay, now the back side might have something a little more fun. It's going to have the curtain, and I wondered about cutting that top part of that curtain off, but I really don't want to. I think I'm going to put it on there where it actually goes down below, and I'll trim that part off. But I'm going over to the side as far to the right as I can, because I think we're going to use this as a tuck. I love that page. It actually does kind of go with everything that's here. So we're going to go across the bottom. We're making like a pocket, a side tuck, whatever you want to call this. And so I'm going to go like that. And I think I'm just going to glue that all in like that, because I don't need quite as much as it looks. Yeah, I don't want to lose my top part of my curtain. And let's see if that goes down and behaves for me. I wondered about cutting this piece down, and ooh, it's a little crooked, Rhoda. Is it movable? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. There, I fixed it. Okay. I have a crooked head. I think that's the best way to term it. My eye is crooked, it's my head that's crooked. All right, I'm gonna get up behind here and trim this right across here. Is anybody else following along doing this? I know Chestita is. Now, Tommy, oh my goodness, Tommy, she's got an idea for hers. And oh my goodness, kind of gruesome. She really thinking outside the box. I'm not sure when she's going to start her videos on it, but you're going to want to definitely check her out. That is Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. She just got her 500 subscribers. She just got that. So congratulations, Tommy. And yeah, I'm putting that in there, seeing if it's going to stay. I kind of want to cut it down, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut it down right across there. Okay, so I cut that little piece off, and I don't know, I'll keep it in case I can use it for something. You never know. It might make a good little tiny pocket to tuck something into. All right, I like that much better. Much better. Okay, so that's going to be our little tip in. Has our story and all that. Now we have to do the day 17. And that is this one. And I need to read you that part of the story. All right, this part of the story is about an old solid oak bureau standing alone in a completely empty room. And I believe this is the tag that came with it. And then it came, or, you know, the double tag. And then this is the other tag that came with it. Yep, I just double checked to make sure. So yes, those all go together. So we're going to go ahead and glue this together like we always do. Oh, and I needed to read the story to you. Almost forgot about that. Whoopsie. So yeah, let's put this in here. This side is not going to have too much of anything detailed or hard to do. It's going to have a tuck. So we're going to put that right here. Get that all together. I may have to do a little bit of trimming, who knows. And again, if I can get that on there and just re-rub it, I think we're good. I think we're good. And I did these with just regular copy paper. I didn't want to, you know, go too heavy in some cases because I didn't know how fat this journal was going to be. Or should I say chubby? Or chunky. Is that the word everybody uses? Chunky. So, gator mouth. That's a good one too. I try to avoid having them that big, but it's hard. I mean, you're wanting to put this in it and that in it, and it just doesn't quite cooperate with you. All right, so that's going down. And I can see I have a little bit sticking over up here. See about getting rid of that. And then this is going to go on the back side. Let me read the story so you kind of know where I'm going with that. So 2 days later, this is Rose we're talking about, was left alone in the house, as Alice had gone into the village to run some errands for the family. By now, she had completed the packing of the curtains without further disruption and was occupied with sorting through the one item of furniture that remained in the east wing. And it was an old solid oak bureau with a bottom drawer she was unable to open, but additional drawers and compartments were stuffed with papers. Let's see. Where's Wait a minute. I lost my place. She found letters, postcards, small ornaments, and mementos that she assumed belonged to whoever had lived there previously. Reading through some of the cards, she suddenly began to hear the peaceful sounds of a piano playing, the music drifting up the stairs and into the empty room. She turned to look over her shoulder with surprise. Even if Alice had returned earlier than expected, Rose neither knew she was able to play the piano, nor was aware that the old broken upright that stood downstairs was capable of emitting a single note. Ooh. So that's why I chose the keys. I have some keys here because that bottom drawer was locked or stuck or something. I wasn't sure which. Now, I'm assuming they are talking about the Milsons as where the items, all this miscellany, they called it old pictures. You got pictures here. This was a card, a tag that was from way back, ephemera 2, and I never did use it for whatever that purpose was then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue, how was I doing it? I was going to glue this down, that's right. This is going to be glued over here, sort of in the corner of the page, and it kind of blends in, you know. Except for that one dark area, I'm going to cut it to where it will sort of just blend into the room. And that's kind of the look I'm wanting to go with here. I have a little bit of a strip there, and maybe this little area right here, because it's a little on the dark side. If you leave a little bit of extra there, it doesn't matter. That could be a shadow. So let's get that over here. And yeah, I'm going to glue it down in that spot. That's going to be like, some of the pieces are kind of overflowing from one of the drawers where she's digging in it, you know. That's kind of the look I was going for. All right. And I'm going to stick it here. I kind of like this wallpaper. It's very neutral. It could go with anything, but it's neutral. Yeah, those kind of really blend in nice. Now this, I forgot. I got to put that on the back side of this tag. And that blue really, really complements each other. I was really happy with how that turned out. Yeah, this is from a ephemera page farther up afield. But I thought, well, you know, I'll use this with that skull on it. Some people have cut the skull off. But I think it works in because, of course, the doctor was beamed. If you recall, he was beamed. He was in the outbuilding, I think, fixing up, per my story, he was fixing up a study or a man cave. We'll call it what it is. It was going to be his man cave because of all of his gruesome pieces and parts of things that he had saved over the years and collected. And his wife was tired of seeing them. So I picked up this little bit of music paper. I could not get it to work on the other page. So it's going to work over here, kind of blending in. So I'm going to glue this down where I can see at least those 2 bars. And I think it's going to be about to here with where I need to glue it. This is this is on cardstock, but that little bit of music paper is going to add extra strength to it as well, because I'm making a tuck. And so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go about halfway between both of them and do that. Okay, let's see if I can smooth it down. There we go. And now I'm going to get in here and rip it. I'm going to give it a rough rip kind of look here. I don't know if I've got enough music left there to do anything with. Let's see. I'll go ahead and get off some more of the edges there. And then I'm going to get in here with my vintage photo oxide. And we're going to kind of ink it a little bit to give it the old look. I don't like that being so straight. I'm okay with the tag being straight, but maybe not. Well, I could rip that, you know. I could just rip that. Let's see. Yeah, I like it. Looks better. I'm not sure. Let me see. All right, it was time to get cats in. So let me get a little bit more scorched timber, and I'm going to kind of go, don't know if I want it quite that dark. I'm going to just do the edges, and I'll come back in with my ground espresso. This looks so black. I want more of a warmer tone. So let's get some ground espresso here and see what we can do. And I'm going to come in here at an angle so you can kind of see where I scuff it up a bit. Yeah, something like that. And the more random you can be with these kind of markings you do, the better. It looks more natural. Yeah, and sometimes if it's like where it's got a fold, if you can get that to come out, that's even better. All right, I think we're good. Now, as you can see, I think that's upside down. Yeah, I think it's got that S trilobite. You can tell I'm not into music. Yeah, it's a trilobite. But we're going to put this right here. And I want it to be where if it tucks in, you're going to be able to see some of the desk. And that was, yeah. So I'm going to glue this down right here. I need to curl it a little bit. Maybe I'll turn it over and do this. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put this down. It's almost like it's a pocket. I was thinking a tuck, but actually I'm going to glue the bottom because it's basically a pocket or, you know, a side tuck. I was thinking of just gluing the one edge, but I don't think that's going to work. All right, so let's stick this right here. Move it down just a tad and rub that in. There we go. Because my intention is to put the piano over here, so it's really, really close to the music. Now, the sing can go there for the next one. Or for this. Well, no, I'm going to be covering it, aren't I? Crap. Well, I might have room at the top of this tag, to tell you the truth. I didn't really like all of that empty room. That might be what I do. Because once this flips shut, well, I don't think that you're going to see it either way. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put it right there. Because you'll see it once you open page. Yeah. And then I have this little stack of papers. And I think I might actually stick that right here to be decoration for that. I have these keys, and I may stick them kind of around in some of the areas. What was it that called, a chatelaine? The woman that had all the keys, or, well, she's usually the lady of the household, back in the Middle Ages kind of time period. But she always had a chain that had all of these keys on it. I think that looks kind of good right there. It breaks that line up too. So that's always good, to break up the line. And it's part of the layering. I bent it. Whoops. All right, and then I've got this other one. Why not? Let's just stick it here as part of this decoration. But I'm thinking she's looking for the keys, and she can't find them, and the ghost has hidden them. I'm really wondering if the Milsons ghosts aren't here as well. I mean, there's been no word about it, but I mean, this is the last place they lived, or at least he lived, and this has been 55 years, so I imagine that they have passed on by the time that the binders get it. All right, so I see a little bit that's troubling me. Just a little bit. Okay. Now, am I going to leave it like that? I think so. I can still see the desk. I had so many desks I was going to use. There's this one, and then there's this huge one here. But the story goes in the next portion that Rose is able to move it. So I cannot see her moving those two. I can see her moving this one. So that's why I stuck with that one. And you can just make it out, but you can pick it up and see it once you open it. Now this will be like a portion for the guy, the inspector, investigator, whatever, to write some of his findings. That's part of my idea, where he's going to put portions of his findings on these pages. Now, this piece is day 18. And let's see if I can read that part to you. There is a piano, which I've told you about, the little saying, this tag, and then that wallpaper tag that looks just like that. All right, so where did I leave off? Okay. Then, as the music faded, she discerned very small knocking sounds, as though something might be trapped somewhere inside the bureau. Unable to find anything, it occurred to her that maybe it was caught behind it, although she could not imagine what could have been confined in so small a space. Using all her strength, she was able to shift the heavy piece of furniture away from the wall, but rather than freeing whatever had been trapped, she instead saw that a section of wallpaper had been ripped away, and something had been written on the plaster. As the knocking grew louder, Rose leaned towards the wall, reading the almost illegibly scrawled words, "Rose, get away, can thee wow." I think that was supposed to be "while thee can." But, you know, that wording is a hint to you about who some of these ghosts might be. Now, who used to talk about thee, Thee? That gives you a little hint. So we're going to tuck that back in here. And this has got a little bit of blue to it too. So that's good. I want to take and use this, like where I usually cut out for one of these file folders. I want to cut a little portion here in a jiggy-jaggy, really jiggy-jaggy kind of a cut. All right, where's my X-Acto knife? I'm going to put something up behind it, though, first. to strengthen it where it's going to be. It's going to be about right there. All right, I had cut this off. I don't know when or why, but it's that same wallpaper. Well, it's real similar to the same wallpaper. So it's over here that I need it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down. It's going to give it a little bit of strength, and it's going to give us that background that I'm wanting to have for over here. So it's going to give me the impression, it's not going to be plaster, but still. All right, let's kind of go right here with it. And it was a nice long piece, so I think that's going to be perfect for the length of the file folder. All right, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and get that out of the way. I'm not exactly going to put a floor or anything in here, but I am going to use this to really darken right in here where it's going to sit. Let's see. That really does give it the impression that there's a floor underneath of it without me putting a piece there just for that one piece of furniture. Okay, let's see how that does. I'm always digging something out of my trash can. Oh, all right. It's a pretty neat old piano, but it's been through the works. Has some rough patches on it. All right, I'll get up here and do the outline of all my edges. Ooh, there we go. Gonna make me a few more of those paper bag journals. I got some stuff that's I might save for this here. It was some more of the items I got from the Dollar Tree, but it's some that have, you know, like, I guess you would call it the kind of steampunk vibe. Let me show you. Oh, and here's some more of those towels. I mean, I don't know how old they are, but they're sticko. It's called Towels Play. And see, you got small ones and then the larger. But they're almost like, and I got some circles too. They're mosaic stickers and clear square. I don't know if that can help you. Is that in focus? Maybe. But here's the things I got from the Dollar Tree. And as you can see, it looks like a bunch of screw heads and some, I don't know, cogs. I guess they're cogs. And I'm not sure what these are, but they look like something on furniture. Then I've got the book and a temperature gauge, and I guess that's a book too. And I thought, oh, that could be like the book. Well, that's further on in the field, but he has the investigator has a book that falls off of his nightstand. And then there's this, which looks like it could be his suitcase, and like a cool hinge. There's a trunk in here too. So I've got ideas for this. So I may not make anything out of it. I might make a little paper bag journal out of the leftovers. So I've been keeping that close in hand. All right, now the idea here. Now I've already went inside here and inked it with the vintage photo and some of the scorched timber, and I think I went back in and kind of smoothed it out with more of the vintage photo. And so that's done. That's probably going to be for the investigator to fill out. I may go in here and put a few rub-ons on it, just maybe. Now this is going to go up here on this side of the room, just because this is about the only space I'm not going to be cutting. But we'll do that. And that'll be telling our story that's happening this day. And, good enough. Now, this is going to be interesting. Because I think I'm going to sketch it out first. I want to do it similar to what's here. And it's gonna, what is on my, I picked off all the foam off of the back of the daisies. That's what I had a hold of. All right, I can see it right there. It's coming down through here. So I need to kind of, let's see about doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And maybe a little bit more on this side. Okay. It's going to be interesting. How far down does it go? I don't think I can rip it. I don't think that's going to happen. And that's actually too far. So it needs to stop about right there. And it's going to be about up to here. All right, let's see what we can do. Like I said, I would like a ripped edge, but I don't think I'm going to get it. I don't think I'm going to get it. Get that out of my hand. I've seen some people doing this on the Foxy Crafters Facebook page, and I really love the idea of it. So that's why I'm trying to emulate it a little bit. Okay. Now, did I go all the way through? I think I did. Maybe right there needs a little bit more, but that's okay. I think I got it. And does it fit? No, it doesn't. Did I start up here somewhere? I thought I did. Okay, and because that's the whole idea, that that is going to fit in there. Yep, I think it will now. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to need any more of that, but I'll leave it out here just in case. And get rid of most of those pencil marks. Though I don't think you'll see them the way I'm going to fold this. Now, I want to be able to see that. How am I going to do that? Oh, I remember what I was going to do. Okay. So I need to cut more away. I might have to do it like they did theirs and have a bit more of that torn off. So let me come in here like this and see what I can do. It's more of an experiment than it is anything. Okay. Well, if I'm cutting all that out, that file folder's not going to work as great as I hoped. All right. So come down here and end it. And let's see if I've messed this up totally or how it's going to work out for me. I didn't leave enough curly spots there, but I wanted to curl it. Where's my pokey tool? You can get a toothpick, you can get the pokey tool, you can get all kinds of stuff to curl with. Now, oh, before I do that, I need to get in here and ink. Almost forgot. I had to cap my glue. You didn't miss anything. Okay, so I'm going to get in here and ink all this edge really good. Because it's supposed to be an old, worn wallpaper. You don't know what's happened to it. May have had a little leakage. Something has happened over the years to it, I'm sure. Okay, let's see. You know, I might be able to use some of this. So I'm going to keep it up here. You know me, I'm going to think of something. to use. Now this I'm going to just kind of straighten out. There. And now we're going to curl. And if I don't have enough curling abilities over here, I'm going to use this piece that I had left over. So I want to roll it up. I don't know if this is going to stay rolled up or how it's going to work. It's great when you can roll it on the edge of the paper. That really helps. Now over in here, I don't know. Because once the book closes, I don't know if it's going to stay. Okay, let me roll that. All right. Does that kind of look... Does that look like it? I don't know. I do want to try to rip a little bit. It's like, maybe like this. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, can you? Yeah, so I'm going to rip a little bit of it. And, ooh, that's better looking than the other side. Let's ink that one too. So I'm thinking, glue that right there. And it's going to give me the impression, especially if this other flattens out on me. But it's got a ripped look. Okay. Now, where's that one going to go? Maybe up there. Oh, kind of fits that spot too. That's kind of cool. So, yeah, paper is your friend. Don't get rid of any of your pieces because you might be able to use them. All right, there. And not enough left on that piece. Let's see. Oh, see what we got going here. Graylin came for a visit. Did that spooky door scare you? Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to ink this one up. Now let's go this side. I fed you. I know I did. You're always trying to tell me another story. Mommy doesn't fall for that. Okay. Now I got one little piece here left over. Let's see if I can... it doesn't matter. It's going to be... Oh, that's a little more interesting. So you're just going to ink them up and stick them down. They don't really have to make sense because this is ripped. Ripped. Yeah. Okay. That's my play on a ripped page. But we're going to probably put a little bit of ink back under here because I know that is not going to stay. So we'll do that. See if we can get it to stay down. Burnish it. Here's a little bit more. I'm trying to figure what to reach for over here. All right, that piece. Get to a little bit more there. And this piece. I'm mostly just putting a dab right in the middle. And then those other pieces. Oh, that's coming apart. Okay. Let's hold it down for a second. I think I got a couple more pieces to do. One right there. And one right here. All right, I don't know if I got my words in the right place, if I'm going to have to cut and manipulate them, but that's my idea. Oh, that might work. It's going to be on the back page. Where, oh, did you lay on that, Graylin? Oh, no, it's the page that's in the book. Okay, before I can finish that one, we're going to go ahead and glue this one in. Get that out of the way. And this one's going to get glued down all the way. I need to pull that out. We got all kinds of stuff in this. I think this signature is a little bigger than I wanted it to be, to tell you the truth. Oh, all right, so let's go ahead and ink. Glue, not ink, glue. Yeah, let's put that down. Just like that. Yeah, I gotta get me some more glue, because those glue sticks, I'm going to get some Scotch Create and try it. If it lets me down, I'm going to just stick with wet glue. So I'm going to stick that up here in this corner. Try to match it down into that corner. Oh, and not be over too far. Oh, man. Oh, come on. Oh, it's not going to go. I'm going to have to ink that. Gonna have to ink it. That's it. Where it gets sewn into the signature in here, we'll hide a little bit of that, so that won't be seen. I do need to get this out. Go across there pretty good. Let me see what I can do here. Put a little bit of dark down in this crease area. And then I'll put some up in here. There's always a fix. Okay, I think that'll be fine. And I need to go and see if I need to cut anything off of this edge. Not that much, to tell you the truth. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't that much that needed to come off there. Alright, got to put a little gloomy color in there. Now, how did that work? That's this way, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so that piece is done. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and do this just a little bit, just in case it does show. You always have to think about those kind of things. Let me put a little bit more glue right there. Yeah, okay, that's good. Now, the other piece I need to do is this one. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting, because this has got to have my paper behind it in just the right spot. Just the right spot. Okay. Take me a couple paper clips. This is how I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to get it stabilized with a couple of clips. Like right here. And try to find one that's not bent up so bad. And right here, well, that one's got a little give to it. Alright, there. Now, this has to go in about right here. I want it to say get away. Oh, it's almost takes care of all of that. doesn't it? Almost. Oh, man. I wonder if I ink it up at the top and the bottom, I can get away with it. Let's try it. Let's try it. And then a good bit of ink right there. Is that dark enough? All right, let's see now. No, it wasn't that. It had almost all of it. Yeah, there we go. I'm in the throes of creation here, if you can't tell. I still think I'm going to have to cut some off. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this whole edge here, and I'm going to extend it. I'm going to glue it in spots where I think I'm going to need it, like right there. Wait a minute, where was that? No, it wasn't there. it was up here somewhere. So let's go across there like that. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to trim this part off. And it doesn't have any blue on it, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. It's just got a tiny little bit down here. It needs to be covered anyway, so I'm not going to gnaw my teeth about it. There. Ooh. Just a little bit. Now, we're going to take this, cut it up through here. Well, that's where I could have got some blue, wasn't it? right there. Let's switch out. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do that. Switch out. I like puzzles, did I tell you that? And this is basically a puzzle. Alright, let me get that out of the way. And then we're going to trim it off about right there. There. You can't say I don't try to use every bit of my paper. Now, is there any that needs to be trimmed? Not really. It's right there, isn't it? I got a little bit right here, and that's about it. Otherwise, it goes in there right nicely. So let's throw us a bunch of glue on the back of it. Yeah, let's throw some glue on it. I'm sorry I put you through that, but that was about the only way I could think to do that. But you may have wanted to see how I constructed it. And instead of using this as a tag, as you can see, I wanted it to give the impression of the storyline of what was happening in the story. Okay, let's see about getting that down in there. And right about there. Hot diggity darn. And I don't need this on here. I just needed this on here. Then I'm going to glue this down after I figure out exactly where I need to be on my hole. Yeah, just like that. Excellent day. Now, the file folder needs to slide in. And, oh, I got some more. Those two layers are coming apart again. So I'm going to have to make sure that that is down good. I must have a little bit coming out there. I need to clean my nose off, don't I? Okay. There. I think that's good. Okay. A little bit more dark. Maybe here. And I'm going to add a little bit more dark shading in a couple of spots here. Oh, that piece is coming off. Good grief. carry on with the creepy vibe. Okay. All right, now. Follow through, Rhoda. Follow through. This is going in this way. It's going to hold my file folder about right there. Where's my pencil? So, we're going to glue it right there, there, and there. Okay. Now let's see how successful I am. Oh. Okay. So this is going to go across the top. I think I might leave a little bit of give at the bottom. Okay, all of this gets glued down here on this edge. Oh. Okay, and like right here, I'm going to give it a little bit more than what my pencil mark is, just so it's not in there so tight. Okay, I'll glue the rest of this. Ooh. Creating some of these pages, I'm telling you. I'm not going to be able to reproduce this. If there's anything that I make that I'm going to sell, it's probably going to be on a much smaller scale. It's just, it's going to be $1 million. Oh, my goodness. Okay. I don't know if I've heard of anybody else, commenting that they were going to sell theirs. Over on the page, they're making all kinds of cool things. Like I said, I've seen this. Somebody did it. I can't remember who exactly. I think it's a lady that has sort of a Greek name. She does some really outstanding work. Yeah, I'd probably slander it like I do all foreign languages. You know me and my French. It's not good. All right, so let me figure out what I'm going to do with this file folder. I don't like that I can see that gray there. But maybe I won't. Once I get it sewn in, that might not be there. Okay. So yeah, this is to go in here. I kind of wondered, a lot of people are doing the, I should have put some wax on there. But see, it's supposed to be like that. And then you get in here and you try to figure out what's going on. And then it's talking about a section of the wallpaper. So you'd normally do that. Oh, and you'd see the getaway. Now I gotta think about my file folder. Man, I just noticed that my film is twitching. I'm gonna have to see if this is even savable. So I'm going to stop here. I really want to appreciate everybody for stopping by to visit. Thank you, all my subscribers and viewers. I will see you again on the bright side. Bye-bye.